Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kim. Today's highlight video is all about Paphiopedilum Magic Paradise. This is a gorgeous little plant that I am so excited about, and I just had to share all of the great things about this plant and how I take care of it. Okay, so first I want to show you the tag. Okay, here we go. It's Paphiopedilum Magic Paradise. And I purchased it from Path Paradise, and there's the information. If you end up liking this video, please give it a thumbs up, and why not subscribe? I'll be posting lots of videos about the orchids in my collection. All right, here we go. So I purchased this plant when it wasn't in bloom, and the reason I purchased this plant was because of the gorgeous patterning on the leaves. I just fell in love with that patterning, and I really didn't know what to expect from the blooms. And then it bloomed. Oh my goodness. This flower spike was the first bloom. And you can see all of those little things that look like little leaves coming off of the flower spikes. Those are all from previous blooms. So this is a sequential bloomer. And let's see, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think this is the 8th bloom. Okay, so it's the 8th bloom on that flower spike. So this plant has been in bloom for months. And then it developed another flower spike, and this is a close up on that little flower. Sweet little flower, absolutely gorgeous. There you go. Now, and this plant is already starting to develop a bud on the right here. I don't know if you can see, I'm touching with my finger. Yep, so we've got 2 flower spikes going at the same time. Both are developing buds behind the other flower. So, oh my gosh, I don't even know what this plant is capable of. It could just keep going and going and going. But so far, in bloom for months, now with 2 flower spikes. I am so pleased with this plant. So I just had to share it. Now, how do I take care of it? This plant stays indoors. So the temperature is pretty stable. It stays indoors. The humidity is pretty stable. The temperature is pretty stable. The humidity is probably about 50%, maybe a little lower at times. And the temperature stays in the 70s. It really doesn't get higher or lower than that. Maybe in the 60s on really cold days outside, but not much lower. I have it in a bark mix. So mostly bark, a little bit of perlite, and a little bit of charcoal. Okay, so that's it. And I know a lot of people out there say to never let Paphiopedilums dry out, but that hasn't been the case for me. This plant has grown very well in the bark medium when I let it dry completely before I water. That's my routine, and it works very well for this plant. It's been growing very well with that routine. So I know it works a little different for different people. For me, I grow my Paphiopedilums like that. I have them in the bark mix. I water. I just let the water run through it for a few minutes. This pot actually has a little bit of a lip at the bottom that the internal pot sits on. So you can see I'm trying to stay out of the shadows here, guys. So we can see I have an internal pot. Still have the tag on that pot so you can see what's in there, and it has a little ridge in there, so this pot sits up off the ground. I let a little water pool in the bottom there, so that just keeps the humidity up around the plant, but it's never sitting in water. The bottom of the pot is never just sitting in water. Yeah, so that's how I take care of it. It's pretty simple. I water 2 to 3 times a week. I let the medium dry out completely and then water thoroughly again. Very low fertilizer. I was doing just a 1/4 strength fertilizer once a week, and I noticed some salt buildup on the media, so I actually cut back. It's just a 1/4 strength every other week. Okay, so I really cut back on that fertilizer, and it is doing fabulously. She has a little friend back here. Oop, trying to stay out of the shadows. There we go. I just had this gorgeous little Cattleya in bloom, so decided to let her hang out in the background. There we go. And this is what she is if you're interested. LC Big Time number 2. All right, so this is Paphiopedilum. One more look at that gorgeous bloom. Paphiopedilum Magic Paradise. Hope you enjoyed the video. have a fabulous day.